To your day.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a very busy travel day today, and things are starting off nicely.
Yeah, pretty mild. Yes, we have a few showers we're dodging, but it is shaping up pretty quiet for the most part today. Let's take a look at the current conditions out there right now. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. And as you can see here, we have a few spotty showers rolling their way through the area. Unlike last night's, it hasn't been as steady. So, again, hit or miss rainfall today. And this is what's happening ahead of an approaching cold front that's going to usher in some of those cooler temperatures, but at least not the early half of the day today. We're in the 40s right now, 50s, with rain showers out in western New York. Now, as we progress throughout the morning, we're going to see scenes like this with a few spotty showers here and there and cloudy skies. And then next 12 hours, we'll see a mix of clouds and again, that rainfall. Highs in the mid to upper 50s. Then we'll be looking at a bit of a cool down and some lake effect snow we'll be tracking. We'll have the details on that straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, well, snowstorms are complicating Thanksgiving travel in northern.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Time now 5:10 on this Wednesday morning, day before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Again, there's no morning show tomorrow, so I'll give you an early happy Thanksgiving. Here's your forecast in a minute. As you head out the door today, temperature 47 degrees with a southeast wind of 6 miles an hour. So it does feel a little cooler, but anytime we get a south wind, it usually means we have a pretty warm start to your day today. Sunrise at 7:10, sunset even earlier at 4:33. A look at the Mesnet cameras across the area. We have a few spotty showers we're tracking. Other than that, it is a pretty quiet morning out there. We can see some of these rain bands moving through on the Yorkville Battery live radar. The heaviest of rain's actually staying out toward our west right now, but that will change as we're going to see a bit more surges of rainfall throughout the day today. So if you are traveling today, you should have little to no impacts. Yes, it might be a bit wet, but in regards to delays or anything here locally, Syracuse, Albany, really not a concern. You head out to Thursday, we got lake effect out west. That might impede some travel a little bit, but on Friday, this is going to be a day where there could be some whiteouts, especially in some area roads that could see accumulating snow. So high impact on Friday, a heads up for that. Again, we're going to dive into that snowfall forecast for the next few days coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Green means go.
Green means go. Go right ahead.
No issues. Today. Eric, thanks. Well, it's all...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Welcome back, everybody. In case you want to get filled in on the latest information, if you have been following our coverage on this later on this week, or if you just want the updates, either way, we're going to dive into everything you need to know about the potential snowfall later on this week. Let's first start out with the bigger picture. What's going on right now? Well, it does feel very warm out this morning, almost as if we might even be seeing some snowfall later this week, but that's the illusion here. We have this strong front moving its way in. So we have the warm side of the system here, then a cold front working its way in right here. See that blue line? In the wake of that, we have this cold air mass working its way in. That's going to push in some lake effect snow, basically pushing cold air over warm lake waters and favorable winds producing, again, some pretty significant lake effect snow in parts of our area. And of course, as the wind direction shifts, that snow band will sweep south, impacting pretty much every location here in central New York. But the snowfall totals will be mainly focused in certain spots. I'll get to that here in a second. Live with the radar, a few spotty showers today. Temperatures peaking in the mid to upper 50s today. The warmest will be for the foreseeable future here. We're back down into the low 30s by Friday and Saturday. Wind chills in the 20s and teens. So quite a difference here. To our Skycast, as we head into this evening, we can see that rainfall moving in the form of that cold front after sunset. And then here comes some lake effect. Now, initially, this lake effect is going to stay to our west, or at least northwest, for much of Thanksgiving. Lake Erie could produce a few weak snow bands here locally, some blowing snow, but the accumulating snowfall is not really expected here locally until that snow band begins to sweep south, which will start after sunset on Thanksgiving. Watch that snow band slowly move its way south overnight into early Friday morning, and then it will continue to move its way through the Mohawk Valley, eventually setting up along the Route 20 corridor right there, and it will linger for pretty much all day. So when it comes to travel, this is what I mean. This could be whiteout conditions inside that snow band. So we divided our snowfall forecast into two maps right now, basically because this is two separate days here. Notice, of course, 12 to 18 inches, mainly in the Tug Hill area. That snow band begins to sweep south by 7 a.m. Friday. Trace to 3 inches for much of the Mohawk Valley between, again, noontime Thursday and 7 a.m. Friday. Then we head into Friday itself. An additional trace of 2 inches in the Mohawk Valley. And you can see that snow band really starting to set up here south of the Mohawk Valley. The latest update, I just adjusted this zone a little bit. And we actually could even make a map from Friday night into Saturday morning. There's some uncertainty as to how that snow band behaves as it shifts its way north again. Again, the wind direction and speed are incredible factors in lake effect, and they're extremely variable. You have 360 degrees in an entire circle, and you get one of those degrees off, and it's quite a difference in snowfall total. So again, that's the latest information on the snow right now. We'll continue to provide updates on that potential throughout the week.
Definitely stay tuned tomorrow on Thanksgiving for what's to come on Black Friday. Eric, thanks for the time right now, 5:20 once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you are getting ready to travel to your holiday destination today, what can you expect on the roadways? Eric has that answer for us over in the Weather Center. Eric?
Yeah, it's just going to be rainfall, if anything. Damp roadways, warm temperatures, no snow today, but there could be some in the horizon here. Let's take a look at the current conditions out there right now, though. We begin with some scattered rain showers in the Yorkville Battery live radar. Not as widespread as overnight, but still we're going to be dealing with some of this today. In fact, much of that heavier rainfall staying out to our west currently. You can see here that band mainly setting up just between Rochester and Syracuse early today. Temperatures, by the way, very warm. You're not really going to need a heavy jacket, maybe a rain jacket, if anything, today, with temperatures already in the 40s, pushing the 50s. But this today is an outlier of what's to come for the next few days. In fact, how about that Thanksgiving forecast? Happy Thanksgiving for all of you watching this morning. We'll have a newscast tomorrow morning, but figured to give you guys a happy Thanksgiving ahead of time here. Mix of rain and snow with temperatures in the 30s. Much of that snowfall activity, though, will be taking place out to our west. The next 12 hours, again, not quite 30s just yet. We are still in the 50s this afternoon, mid to upper 50s for the most part, pushing 60 degrees. And as we head into Thanksgiving and eventually beyond into Friday for Black Friday, a bit snowing. Could impact some travel. We'll have the details on that latest snowfall forecast coming up. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. In a renewed push.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to News Channel 2 at sunrise on this Wednesday. I figured I'd wrap up our photos for the week this week by showcasing a photo that was sent in to us. It's funny, I actually had this on my mind, and then the submission came in by a frequent submitter, Rosemary, of a cardinal in the snowfall. And of course, you know the saying, when cardinals appear, angels are near. Of course, taken in Lee, so shout out to those of you watching from Lee this morning. And maybe it's coincidence that I was thinking of that, and this image popped up in our submissions here. So, again, some of you who are Cardinal fans, well, this would be a sign for you that angels are near here as well. So, thank you for that submission, Rosemary. And if you have a photo you'd like to share with us, like that one or any other weather photo or anything showcasing the beauty of your neck of the woods, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Again, elephant in the room, we do have some lake effect snow on the way later on this week. We're going to dive into the latest snowfall forecast, the impact timing, all of that. It might impact travel coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Can't get around that elephant.
Nope, it's a pretty large elephant in the room.
Eric, thanks. The annual Macy.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Time now going on 5:49 on this Wednesday morning, and as we enter the Thanksgiving holiday season, well, it's going to be a bit more on the unsettled side. Now, today is rather warm. We take a look at the bigger picture here. We have a strong south wind at play here, bringing us that very mild start today, already in the 40s. A cold front will move through as we head into this evening. That's going to usher in some, you guessed it, colder temperatures. But along with that cold weather, we're also going to see some lake effect response here. And this is going to be pretty notable, especially as this cold pocket of air slingshots its way south, the wind direction shifts, and that lake effect snow band will eventually move into the Mohawk Valley and then set up south of the Thruway heading into Friday afternoon. Yorkville Battery Live Radar showing a few spotty showers today. Expect on and off rain for much of the daytime, and again, highs today in the upper 50s, but as warm as we're going to get for the next few days. You can see here quite the difference today compared to the near future. Thursday for Thanksgiving, high of 39. Black Friday, high of 33. Wind chills likely in the 20s and teens. So a bit of a wake-up call toward the end of the week. But let's dive into the most important thing here, which is that snowfall. So we'll see that rainfall move in on and off today. Once that cold front works its way through, snow will begin to set up as those temperatures free fall into the 30s by early Thanksgiving morning. But a lot of that snow will take place mainly west of our area. Now notice here we have some snow picking up. That's from Lake Erie. The winds are strong enough. Lake Erie is still warm and not frozen yet. So there's potential for some Lake Erie response. Not a whole lot, but it could produce some blowing snow, reduced visibility. I wouldn't call it whiteouts, but for the most part, not really that high of an impact here locally. The real story happens by the evening and overnight, Thanksgiving night into Black Friday morning. That's when we're going to see that strong lake effect band from Lake Ontario shift its way south. By 6 a.m. Friday, see that snow band moving through the Mohawk Valley by the mid-morning and eventually setting up in the Route 20 corridor by Friday afternoon. In terms of snowfall, as you can see here, much of that heavy snow will take place from Thursday afternoon to Friday morning in these spots right here. And then from Friday morning to Friday evening, here's where that snow band begins to set up. And again, inside that, there could be whiteout conditions. The new data this morning, I shifted this a little bit more on the widespread side here, that blue zone. That's the only changes to our snowfall forecast compared to yesterday evening. There will still be some lingering snow showers overnight Friday to Saturday, so we could have an additional snowfall map as we get more data. But again, we are just on the fringe of forecasting technology here. So in the meantime, just expect the potential for some impactful snow to our area. And that time frame begins overnight Thursday through pretty much all of Friday, depending on location. Of course, you can stay with us. We're going to, have updates throughout the day Friday. And of course, latest radar scans, all that to make sure everyone's aware of the current conditions.
Yeah, a lot of trickiness to predicting that, though, with all the winds and everything.
Oh, yeah. Wake effect is one of the challenging parts of the area, but that's what makes this an exception here in Central New York.
So we're going to see it. It's just a matter of how much and where.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Eric, thanks. It's a holiday filled with
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a day before the big day, so many people hitting the roads today, and this morning at least starting out a little wet.
Yeah, a little damp out there this morning, a bit warm though, so you don't quite need that winter jacket today. In fact, maybe just a spring jacket. We already skipped winter time, don't worry about that. Let's take a look at the current conditions out there right now. First off, a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. As you can see here, we have a few scattered showers on the radar scans right now. Heaviest rain staying to our northwest at this hour. We look here at the current temperatures, and yeah, as you can see here, 47 in Rome, 48 in Syracuse, 52 balmy degrees down in Dansville, even 48 heading down toward Poughkeepsie and in Binghamton, 49 Ithaca, by the way. So today it's very warm. Well, Thanksgiving, a bit different here. 30s with rain, even some snow showers mixing in, depending on location. Again, a lot of that lake effect snow we've been mentioning all week long takes place to our west for the most part on Thanksgiving Day. But either way, happy Thanksgiving from all of us here to you guys watching with us this morning. Tomorrow, again, there's no sunrise show, so figured I'd give you guys a happy Thanksgiving beforehand. Temperatures in the 50s to start your day today, or at least by the afternoon hours. And then by tonight, a cold front moves through right around the evening commute time, and that's going to set up a huge pattern shift with some cooler temperatures and lake effect snow. We have the latest snowfall forecasts for Thursday, for Friday, and all the details in between straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Well, snowstorms are already complicating.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Time now is 6:11. Happy Wednesday. Happy day before Thanksgiving, and one more day of potentially heading out to work this morning. Here's a look at your morning commute forecast and your forecast in a minute. First off, let's take a live look at the current conditions. 47 balmy degrees. Don't quite need that heavy jacket today. Keep that rain jacket handy, though, with the rain falling in parts of our area right now. Officially light rain at Rome. South wind at 7 miles an hour. That south wind's bringing in those warmer temperatures briefly, but enjoy that today because a cool down is on the way. Sunrise 7:10 this morning. Sunset at 4:33. A look at the cameras across central New York and the Mesonet camera network. We have a few areas reporting rain showers, other spots cloudy skies, and that's the main story across the area today. A few pockets of heavy showers mixed in with clouds. Just an overall unsettled day today. Now, we are tracking rainfall on and off today, but how about the next few days? So impacts low for now. Tomorrow, pretty much low impact, windy. A lot of those snow systems, or a lot of the lake effect snow taking place out to our west. But he's right into Friday. That's a high impact timing. We do have a notable lake effect snow band moving into the Mohawk Valley that could produce whiteout conditions, heavy snow in some spots. We're going to dive into that snowfall forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. It's already easy to buy almost
Prices and local company. It's Wheelock Disposal. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. It's a mild and rainy start in parts of our area today. Well, mild everywhere, but rainy, of course, in the Mohawk Valley. In fact, heavy rain just passing over us in Deerfield. But let's take a look at the bigger picture here. Instead of just these on and off rain showers today, it's a much larger story along with this rainfall. We have an area of low pressure pulling in a cold front. And this cold front is notable due to the fact that we're going to see a very cold air mass set up over the Great Lakes. And at this time of year, the Great Lakes are still incredibly warm, including Lake Erie, the shallowest one, which usually freezes the earliest out of all of them. And so when we get multi-lake setups, the early season is best for any Lake Erie influence, which will take place in parts of Tug Hill initially by Thursday for Thanksgiving. But then that wind direction shifts, and this is why we're focused on potential lake effect for Friday having a high impact to our area. In the meantime, radar picking up on a few scattered rain showers here locally. You can expect on and off rain throughout the day and mild temperatures peaking in the upper to mid 50s. So a very warm day today. Not so warm, though, heading into the next few days. Thanksgiving high of 39, Black Friday high of 33, with some even chillier wind chills. Well, let's dive into the snowfall potential. So we head to this afternoon. A cold front moves in right here, right around sunset, a little after sunset. Either way, once that round of rain rolls through, then it's go time for a lake effect to start setting up. Now, this is not impacting us highly on Thursday. Thanksgiving, if you are just staying local, we're not expecting any extreme impacts, maybe some accumulating snow in the hilltops south and west of Utica from Lake Erie's lake effect band. Again, we'll keep a close eye on how this behaves. We're mainly focused on Lake Ontario's band, which will begin to sweep its way south by late Thanksgiving nights into early Friday morning. And when it moves through, it could produce whiteout conditions in the Mohawk Valley, sweeping south. Keep a close eye on some isolated bands up north, by the way. But either way, that notable band will stay mainly in the Route 20 corridor, continuing onward into the evening hours and even beyond. So when it comes to snowfall potential, as you can see here, 12 to 18 inches in the red zone, mainly Tug Hill. A huge drop-off heading south, traced to 3 inches in the Mohawk Valley. This is from noontime tomorrow through Friday morning at 7 a.m. Then from Friday morning to Friday afternoon, or excuse me, Friday evening at 7 p.m., this is the additional snowfall. And the only update I have here is just some minor tweaks to the location of this amount. We're still expecting this total here through Friday evening, and a potentially additional snowfall overnight through Saturday morning. Now, that's still a bit difficult to forecast right now because that snow band will have to sweep its way north again following this southward push. So in this type of scenario, difference of a few degrees in terms of wind direction makes all the difference here. But for now, that's the latest on that snowfall potential. Of course, stay with us throughout the next few days. We'll be covering this, of course, during Friday morning, and usually the most active times of this event will be live for that.
And James tomorrow.
James tomorrow morning as well. Well, actually, no, Friday morning. I get my days mixed up.
Tomorrow night, though.
Yes.
Be sure to like us on Facebook once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you are getting ready to travel to your holiday destination, get ready for a wet one. Eric over in the Weather Center. And Eric, at least it's calmed down a little bit over the past few minutes here.
Yes, and there's more on the way, though. So we have rounds of rain here. So we're going to have clouds, rain, that type of day today. But no snow just yet. Let's take a look right now at what's going on the Yorkville Battery Live Radar. So a round of heavier rain just moved through Utica. Another round moving in, give or take, the next 5 to 10 minutes. And currently, I would say, raining into the New Hartford area in the next minute or so. And then to our west, of course, that's where some of that rain is still falling heavy at times, out near Syracuse and mainly in Oswego County. The temperature is the main story today. You don't need a winter jacket by any means for much of the day today, with temperatures already in the 40s, climbing into the mid to upper 50s this afternoon. Now, a cold front moves through. The winds will pick up. We're going to see a cool down after sunset tonight, but at least during the daytime hours today, it's going to be a mild one. A different story, though, following that cold front tonight. Thanksgiving going to feel a little bit more on the chillier side. We're in the 30s with snow showers to our west, maybe a few flurries and sprinkles here locally. We're going to, again, keep a close eye on the radar scans. There's a pretty significant lake effect snow to our west. But again, today highs will be in the 50s, warmer than average. And by tonight, we cool down. We'll be following that lake effect snow that moves in by Thursday night into Friday here locally. We'll talk about impacts, timing, and more importantly, that snowfall forecast. How much snow you could see on the ground day by day. coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. In a renewed...
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Wednesday morning. Our photo of the day today, our final one this week, takes us to Lee. And this photo right here is interesting how this was selected here. So I had this in my head, just of a cardinal, and sure enough, there was a post about it. And of course, the saying, when cardinals appear, angels are near. And this was taken by frequent submitter Rosemary. And so, coincidence or not, an amazing photo right here. And maybe it's a sign if you're a big Cardinal fan and this is something that might be dear to you. So either way, you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, like this one from Lee. Shout out to those of you watching from Lee this morning. Send it to wktv.com/weather/pics. So today, on this Thanksgiving Eve, it's a rainy one. It is a warm one, but a big difference in the forecast is expected for tomorrow and for Friday. We're going to dive into that lake effect snow. We'll go hour by hour. We'll have the snowfall forecast, all of that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
And the kids might be diving in that snow on Friday, huh?
Yes, a great, no snow day. Of course, the time we get some good snow, it's not during a school day, so enjoy it.
Yeah. Eric, thanks. The annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
It's a warm and rainy one today, but there are some big changes on the way as we head to Thanksgiving and beyond. Let's take a look at the bigger picture here, see how things are shaping up across pretty much all of the Northeast. And notice here we're in this surge of warmer air as the jet stream is well to our north right now. But then here comes that plunge. A cold front sweeps through the Northeast, dragging in some cooler temperatures out to our northwest. And with this cold pocket of air and still unfrozen, warm Great Lake waters, we got some prime lake effect conditions set up for Thanksgiving as well as beyond. Here locally, Friday is our most impactful event as that surge of cold air and the change in wind direction pushes that snow over us in the Mohawk Valley. We'll dive into that here in a second. Again, this morning, if you were heading out, you have some rain showers to deal with, on and off, moderate rainfall and cloudy skies. In fact, later on this morning, a bit less active than what's going on currently right now. Today's temperatures, very warm, upper 50s the high today, and that's about as warm as we get. We're going to cool down into the 30s by the end of the week and into the start of the weekend. So a much different story temperature-wise for Thanksgiving and beyond. But let's talk about that snowfall for the next few days. Today, no snow. It's too warm for that. Rainy, pushing near 60. Then a cold front moves in by a little after the sunset time today, and that will bring in some cooler temperatures. Winds pick up. We're down into the 30s by Thursday morning. Thanksgiving morning, cloudy, blustery, and lake effect snow to our west. We're going to see some snowfall from Lake Erie set up over parts of our area. Still, it doesn't appear to be that impactful, but expect potentially some blowing snow here and there. And then more notably, that stronger lake band from Lake Ontario is going to sweep its way south overnight into early Friday morning. And then Friday, see that snow band moving through the Mohawk Valley, setting up south. We'll keep a close eye on this because there could be a multi-band setup here. So maybe some locations in northern Oneida County might even see some additional snowfall heading into Friday itself. But let's dive into that snowfall forecast. Here's what we think right now. So this is from noontime Thursday to 7 a.m. Friday. Here's what you will expect in the morning hours as you wake up Friday morning. 12 to 18 inches in the red zone there, 3 to 6 in the light blue, trace to 3 inches in the Mohawk Valley. Then as we head into Friday morning, into Friday evening, after sunset, this is what we are expecting for most locations here heading into Black Friday. Some minor adjustments here. The update, I just shifted the 5 to 10 inch range a little bit, but still same story. And again, we'll keep a close eye on a potential secondary band setting up right here in northern Oneida County. But again, this is the latest thoughts right now. Highest impact timing going to be Friday, mainly Friday morning, but then as we head into the evening hours, that snow band will sweep north again. We'll have potentially another snowfall map to post for Friday night through Saturday morning. But either way, it's going to be a bit tricky for traveling if you're heading anywhere following Thanksgiving through Saturday.
With Steve McMurray.
And a good afternoon to you this Thanksgiving Eve. I am Steve McMurray in for Gary Liberatore this noontime. Eric, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
If you're one of the 73 million people traveling by car for Thanksgiving holiday between now and Monday, you're probably wondering if the weather is going to be working for you or against you, and the man with the answer is on my left. So what's the verdict?
Verdict right now, if you're traveling before Thanksgiving, well, you got pretty basically green light. Travel if you need to, but the backside of it, bit different story.
More of a yellow light.
Yeah, more yellow light, maybe a red light later on Friday too. Let's take a look at what's going on out there right now. First off, a live look at our tower cam. You can see here we have clouds, some damp conditions, a few passing showers. Again, it's not been a complete washout today, but it's just been generally unsettled. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A few spotty showers north of Utica and parts of Rome, central to northern Oneida County, and some rain showers out to the west in the Finger Lakes, pushing their way eastward. We zoom out, and we can see it. It's finally on the horizon. The cold front we've been tracking right there, that line, that's out heading through Buffalo. That's the change we're seeing that's going to usher in some differences in the weather patterns by the end of the week. And by differences, we're going from 50s and nearing 60 in some spots, down with wind chills in the 20s by Friday, and heavy lake effect snow in parts of our area. So again, right now, weather so far pretty quiet. Thanksgiving tomorrow, a bit windy, a few flurries and snow showers mixed in with some drizzle. But again, the highest impact in terms of any travel concerns will be as we head into Black Friday. So again, this morning we started out mild. We're already in the 50s right now. Tonight we're going to be falling into the 30s. And then eventually, some lake effect snow to track. We have the latest information on those snowfall totals, the timeline, everything you need to know if you're traveling anywhere or families traveling to you coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. A big chunk of the country.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. We continue to track some rainfall moving in from our west and eventually some lake effect snow on the horizon. Let's dive into it right here. Bigger picture shows a couple setups here. And if you ever want the basics of meteorology, I feel like this is a great map to show you it. Look at the warm front here, these half suns, the red lines, or the red half suns, I should say, and the fact that it's lifting north, a few spotty showers, really not that intense. Where the cold front is, that rain is very well defined. It reminds you that cold fronts will barrel through the atmosphere versus gently rising air from warm fronts. Either way, we can see the outline of this bringing in some cooler temperatures as we head into the next few days. So Thanksgiving here locally looking still mostly quiet, at least compared to the western areas in central New York, or western areas of New York State. But look at this snow band right here. See this multi-lake setup? That cold air sweeps that south. We have the Georgia Bay here, and then in connection with the Lake Ontario lake there, that's going to usher in some pretty strong lake effect in parts of the area. Again, today's very warm. A cool down will be following as we head into the next few days, and it all begins with that cold front tonight. We go from the 50s today down into the 30s tonight. Very windy, a big wake-up call in terms of temperatures. Then we get to see that lake effect snow to our north and west. Notice here we have some signals of lake effect here from Lake Erie. Intensity not that high, but still a few spotty snow showers are possible from that throughout the day for Thanksgiving. More notably is when that lake effect band begins to wobble its way south as the wind direction shifts. Look at here, 9 a.m. Friday morning. Look at that dark blue. Yes, when we show you that snowfall map here in a second, the Utica Mohawk Valley area doesn't have a whole lot of snowfall totals, but don't let that deceive you. This band here could produce whiteout conditions and heavy snow, reduced visibility. Basically, anytime you get caught in a snow squall, that's basically what it'll look like here. Then that band will set up pretty stationary, mainly over the Route 20 area, northern Otsego, central Madison County and whatnot, and that'll linger into the evening hours on Friday. So between noontime tomorrow and 7 a.m. Friday, this is where all that snow is going to fall. Trace to 3 in the valley, 3 to 6 up north, 12 to 18 in the bullseye of Tug Hill. Following 7 a.m. Friday to 7 p.m. Friday, see the difference here. That snow really sets up here in the Mohawk Valley, or excuse me, south of the Mohawk Valley. The only adjustments I did this morning was kind of just slightly modify the area of that 5 to 10 inch range. And again, we are expecting that snow band to shift its way north from 7 p.m. Friday and eventually onward, but still, that could be for additional snowfall map in the near future. Today, though, again, no travel impacts. That cold front will work its way through. Tomorrow, maybe if you're traveling up near maybe Oswego or anywhere northwest of Utica, might be a little bit tricky for travel, but here locally, things are pretty quiet. Then by Friday, that's when you definitely want to avoid travel with potential whiteouts and blowing snow.
Yeah, and again, it's a lake effect. So as you were saying, you know, a wind shift here or there,
yeah.
and those gradients can be anywhere. So just eye to the sky. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, Smithsonian's National Zoo for a first look at the forecast in this half hour, and it is Thanksgiving Eve. A lot of folks hitting the roads, and even the airlines, trains, planes, trains, and automobiles, as it were.
Yep.
And want to know what the weather's going to be like. Okay, right now, but keep an eye.
Yeah, that's right. If you are driving, if you're flying anywhere, again, the two main modes of transportation, or again, as Steve mentioned, you could take a train. Basically, any method you are heading out to the holidays this weekend, or again, if anyone's heading here, the travel impacts here locally, very low today. Some scattered rain showers. This is nothing that would impact delays, cancellations in any local airports, or if you're driving anywhere, no major issues. The issues begin to start moving in by Thursday, and especially west. Syracuse area, the airports over there, probably have more impacts compared to the Albany airport if you're flying anywhere because of course that lake effect. Albany less directly impacted compared to Syracuse. But Friday here locally is the worst day for travel as that strong lake effect band from Lake Ontario moves over us, producing reduced visibility, whiteouts, and of course some accumulating snow in parts of our area. But again, right now, impacts pretty much non-existent. A few spotty rain showers rolling through to our west. That cold front we've been mentioning the past few days already passing through Buffalo, on its way to Rochester next. We'll keep following the arrival of that coming up in the next few minutes. Either way, though, we are in the 50s, a very warm day so far today, and by tonight, that rainfall moves in. We fall from the 50s down into the 30s, and that'll be a sign of what's to come, with some cooler, windier, and snowier days ahead. We'll dive into that snowfall forecast going hour by hour coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. A woman arrested.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Somewhat unsettled day today, on and off rainfall, but the main story, it's been very warm. It feels warmer than it probably actually is with those temperatures in the 50s. A look at the bigger picture here. We are tracking some of that on and off rainfall right now, but to our west is where that lake effect is going to be starting to form. A strong cold front's moving through from the west, and you can see the line of that rainfall right here. That's the leading edge of that front. Following that, you can see that cold plunge of air moving its way into the northeast. Of course, that purple and pink right there indicating that cooler air. Now watch what happens with that lake effect that starts to form with a multi-lake setup here, going from Lake Lake Superior to Lake Huron, all the way to Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. We're going to focus on this band right here because watch what happens. That wind direction will shift, and that band's going to sweep right south into the Mohawk Valley as we head into Friday. And the timing, very important, as if you have any travel plans, this could impact it. Today, again, it's an outlier of what's to come. We're in the upper 50s today, back down into the 30s as we head toward the end of the week. But let's just dive right into the Skycast here. So that cold front moves through. Lake effect setups mainly west. And if you have any travel plans on Thanksgiving itself, heading more north and west will get you closer to that snow. But here locally, impacts really not that high. A few areas of Lake Erie producing some lake effect snow here, but again, it's very minor. As we head into Thanksgiving night, that snow band is going to sweep its way south. And a reminder when we share snowfall maps that they don't quite paint the full picture here. Despite the Mohawk Valley not really seeing a whole lot in terms of accumulation compared to, say, north or south, that's still some intense lake effect snow. By the mid-morning hours Friday, there could be some dangerous travel conditions along the thruway as that band sweeps south, impacting the Route 20 corridor and remaining in this zone for much of the evening Friday into Friday night. By the overnight hours and early Saturday, that band's going to slowly shift its way north again. This potentially could impact the thruway in the overnight hours Saturday morning. It's still too early for that to come in. Right now, the Skycast right on the edge of our data set here. But either way, here's what we know so far. So between noon tomorrow and 7 a.m. Friday, here's where all that snow is going to fall. Bullseye, of course, obviously near Tug Hill with that multi-lake setup. A huge drop-off, 3 to 6 inches in the light blue, trace to 3 in the Mohawk Valley. Again, this is from noon on Thanksgiving to 7 a.m. Friday. Following that, from 7 a.m. Friday to 7 p.m. Friday, that snow really setting up mainly downwind of Lake Ontario, south of the Mohawk Valley. Slight adjustments here to the size of this band, and it might extend even farther into Otsego County. Either way, again, don't discount impactful snow here moving through the Mohawk Valley tomorrow, or excuse me, on Friday morning. That moves through, windy conditions. That'll continue into early Saturday. The lake effect begins to diminish by Saturday afternoon as the cold air recedes. But again, as a reminder, travel impacts pretty much non-existent today. I would avoid traveling if you don't have to Friday morning, and it depends on location when that lake effect snow moves through the area by Friday evening and Friday night. Steve?
All right, Eric, and a very...
Kristen Copeland.
We'll get to those stories in just a minute. First, the Thanksgiving travel season is upon us, and we want to keep you updated on the forecast and when lake effect snow will start. But before we turn the camera on Bill, check this out. The State Department of Transportation is moving plow crews around where the snow will be the heaviest. These are some Mohawk Valley crews rolling out of the Utica facility headed to Buffalo, which means they will be spending Thanksgiving away from their families. Now, this area will not be exempt from the snow. Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking from the Weather Center. I do want to stress, these crews are going to Buffalo. We have crews here as well to handle our snow removal operations.
For sure, and it is going to be pretty busy. It looks like Friday is going to be the busy day. But I'm actually going to start out with something different tonight, a little bit more pressing than even the snow, and that's what's happening now. We actually have thunderstorms rolling in from the west, gusty winds. So don't be alarmed if you hear a rumble of thunder or you see a flash of lightning. 3 strikes in the past half hour, moving right across the thruway corridor. Again, this is moving east, and again, there will be wind gusts over 30 miles an hour. This is all part of a cold front. In the wake of this cold front, we do expect to see snow. And for Thanksgiving, traveling locally is going to be okay. A lot of this snow is not going to fall locally, just a few light snow showers from Lake Erie and only 1 inch or 2 of accumulation throughout the whole day. But then by Friday, that band is going to situate itself very close to the Mohawk Valley or just south of it. And we could be talking about some heavy snow and travel troubles for Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and Friday night. 50 degrees, the current temperature. It's a warm day today for at least November standards. As we head into tonight, showers will linger around. It does cool off. The winds kick up. And again, we'll be tracking lake effect snow primarily on Friday. I've got to look at travel conditions heading into the weekend. Look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to
Bill,
you.
thank you. Highways and airways are quite.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking widespread rain and even a couple of thunderstorms moving through this evening. This is a live look in downtown Utica. Widespread rain, some lightning strikes, actually several lightning strikes being detected to the west. 7 to be exact over the past half hour. Most of these have taken place across Oneida County, and in this sort of environment, sound can often travel farther due to what's called a temperature inversion, where temperatures are warming up with height. And so it can be a little bit louder this evening if you do hear it. This is all going to roll to the east, and again, downpours will continue to take place across the Mohawk Valley as we head into this evening. Again, if these storms continue to hold on, they do move into Herkimer County within the next half hour. This was the scene before sunset as the storms rolled across Oneida Lake. Take a look at these clouds. These are called roll clouds. So the thunderstorms, the air is rising very close to the surface and is giving it this feature. This type of feature is often associated with gusty winds. And again, that's what we're expecting in spots this evening. Could see wind gusts 30 to 35 miles an hour. Cloudy skies, scattered showers today. Travel impacts tomorrow aren't going to be all that bad. I know we keep talking about lake effect snow, but most of that is west and north of central New York. It's not until Friday that the impacts become high. And even into Saturday morning, there will be some problem spots. But again, the worst of it looks to be Friday afternoon, or Friday morning and Friday afternoon. A cold, windy Thanksgiving, scattered snow showers, temperatures in the upper 30s, a far cry from the 50s that we're experiencing this evening. Westmoreland 50 degrees, Deansboro 52, Dolgeville, Little Falls 50, Sherburne 55, Cooperstown 51, Oneonta 52. Here comes the cold front. On the other side of it, a big drop in temperature, and the winds are creating lake effect snow to the west. So this is going to develop fairly quickly overnight. And it's going to primarily affect the North Country as we head into Thanksgiving. So overnight, scattered showers, temperatures drop into the 30s. Lake effect snow develops well to the north. We do see a couple of snow showers from Lake Erie throughout Thanksgiving. This is not expected to cause any major problems. So if you're traveling locally, it's fine. To the north and west, it's a different story. This band will eventually drop south on Friday. But again, for Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving night, very little accumulation is expected across the Mohawk and Southern Valleys. Heavier accumulation across Lewis County, as much as 12 to 18 inches of snow. On Friday, this band will gradually drop south. It situates itself very close to the Route 20 corridor, and this is where the heavy snow falls throughout most of Friday and Friday night. A windy and cold afternoon with temperatures in the 30s. We extended this out to include Friday night, Friday and Friday night. So we're thinking 6 to 12 inches of snow in that dark blue zone, which is going to be just south of Utica. And it extends just to the north of Cooperstown. And again, this will wind down Saturday morning. Showers tonight, low of 33. Tomorrow, snow showers, windy, 39. Storm Tracker 2, 7-day forecast. For folks traveling Sunday, I know that's also a big travel day. There will be some rain and snow. Snow in the higher elevations, 36. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, looking cold. Temperatures in the 30s.
All right, Bill, thank you. It's a New York City. Let's get you caught up on the forecast and that rain.
Yeah, the rain's moving in. It actually produced some hail. This picture from Dave Hayes, Woods Valley. This was about a half-inch large, and this type of precipitation is hail compared to Roppel, which looks a little bit different. The difference between the two of these, notice that hail looks a little bit clearer. Roppel is less transparent, and more importantly, hail comes from thunderstorms, which we are seeing out there this evening. Several lightning strikes detected with this, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. This line will continue to roll through. So thunderstorms in late November, pretty unusual. To get hail, even less usual. Temperatures are going to be much colder ahead. This is all part of a cold front, which will deliver a blast of cold weather here throughout the rest of the week, along with lake effect snow. If you're heading out this evening, let the rain roll through first. Temperatures will be in the 40s, and it is looking windy. Tonight's featured dog is Denver from Vernon. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kristen, back to you.
Bill, thank you. For the first time in history, the
WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking heavy downpours, thunder, lightning, small hail, too, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. This is a live look in downtown Utica. This is obviously having a pretty high impact on travel if you're going out to the Comets game or if you're doing any last-minute shopping, maybe going out to eat. Again, it is kind of a rough evening here. As you can see, downpours are taking place, and it's all part of a cold front. There's some thunder and lightning being detected, too, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. The leading edge of this is producing 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts. So it's also causing some minor power outages. So just check National Grid. We'll do another quick update here. Currently, about 1,000 people in Oneida County that are currently without power. So again, we'll continue to watch that. Again, this is rolling through. On the other side of it, a big drop in temperature is expected. And that's what's going to create some lake effect snow as we head into Friday. Some of the clouds look very ominous today, but I just want to remind you, this is not a tornado. This is the leading edge of storm clouds. You're getting some of the rolling effect of those clouds. But it does look pretty scary, especially from a distance. This picture taken by Annabelle in Durhamville. This was about an hour ago. So again, this line rolls through tonight, and we will get a chance to dry out for Thanksgiving. Not a huge impact on travel during the day. There will be some lake effect snow that develops, but it's going to be primarily north and west of Utica, well north and west. Friday, travel is expected to have a pretty high impact with lake effect snow. Snow comes to an end early Saturday. It's windy and it's much colder for Thanksgiving Day. Some snow showers, temperatures only in the upper 30s. Wind chills will be in the low 30s. So again, some pretty dramatic changes ahead. Whitesboro, 52 degrees. Cassville, 50. Curtis, 48 degrees. Stewart and Cooperstown, 52. Again, this cold front is sliding through tonight. In the wake of it, lake effect snow. Lake effect snow stays primarily north tomorrow. We do occasionally get bands all the way from Lake Erie, so that will produce an occasional snow shower or two. Temperatures will be in the 30s, windy and cold. And again, the primary accumulation takes place north of the Mohawk Valley tomorrow as well as tomorrow night. This is a look at the snowfall forecast through 7 a.m. Friday. A trace to 3 inches for the Utica and the Mohawk Valley. Again, this is just accounting for any of those random Lake Erie snow showers. Some of them could come down briefly heavy at times. But again, the bulk of this falls to the north, even north of Rome. Friday, it's a different story. Those bands drop southward, having a high impact on travel, especially if you're heading west along the New York State Thruway. Some heavier snow out towards Syracuse. And again, that band is primarily south of Utica, but it's pretty close. And this is where heavy accumulation continues for Friday, 6 to 12 inches in this dark blue swath that includes most of Madison County, southern Oneida, southern Herkimer, and northern Otsego County. And again, that takes us through Friday night. Showers tonight, low of 33. It's windy, and that will continue tomorrow. Occasional snow showers, and again, not too bad of a day to travel, at least Thanksgiving Day. Different story Friday, lake effect snow, 33. Snow comes to an end early Saturday. Rain and snow Sunday, 36. Cold weather lingers as we head into early next week. We'll be right back.
With Kristen Copeland.
Thanksgiving Day looks cloudy, windy, and cold, and after that, heavy lake effect snow will move in. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis is tracking that, plus thunderstorms tonight.
Yeah, we've got a round of thunderstorms moving through, producing some small hail and gusty winds. This is moving right across our area. We saw 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts, about 200 people without power in Oneida County because of this. And again, this is going to continue to roll through. And last check, we had 6 lightning strikes in the last half hour, and a lot of these have been north of the Mohawk Valley. Things get pretty active here over the next couple of days. The good news is Thanksgiving, at least traveling-wise, should be okay if you're heading out and about locally. The heaviest snow looks to stay well to the north and to the west, and just a few snow showers here during the day. Friday, it's a different story. That lake effect snow is expected to drop southward and have a high impact on travel, especially near and south of the Mohawk Valley, where some heavy accumulation could occur through Friday evening and Friday night. Current temperature 44 degrees. That wind is kicked up from the west as this cold front has rolled through. And again, it's going to be windy tonight, scattered showers. Again, Thanksgiving, cold and generally windy. And again, we're tracking lake effect snow into Friday. A look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. Teamwork keeps the roads clear. The State Department of Transportation is moving plow crews around where the snow will be the heaviest. There are some Mohawk Valley crews rolling out of the Utica facility, headed to Buffalo, which means they will spend their Thanksgiving away from their families. DOT officials stress there will be crews plowing locally as well. Cooperstown Police.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
It's turning out to be a wild evening weather-wise. This round of rain was accompanied by thunder, small hail, some gusty winds in spots. This is a live look in downtown Utica where it's wet. You're going to want to keep the umbrella handy at least for the next hour or so. This round of rain has produced gusty winds, 30 to 40 miles an hour, some small hail, especially north of the Mohawk Valley, and again, some lightning. 2 lightning strikes detected in the last half hour, primarily north. This line will continue to roll through. It does come to an end in about 2 to 3 more hours. This is pretty much through. As far as power outages goes, just the latest check for Oneida County, 303 people without power. Herkimer County, 113 people without power. So this has caused some scattered power outages with, again, wind gusts up to about 30 to 40 miles an hour. This heads to the east, and we're going to see a big drop in temperature. Ominous skies today. This is, believe it or not, harmless. I know it looks kind of scary, but this is the lowering of a thunderstorm. It's called a roll cloud. The inflow of a storm. This picture taken from Annabelle in Durhamville. As far as travel impacts go for Thanksgiving, Friday, and Saturday, it's not going to be much tomorrow. I know there's been talk about lake effect, but this is primarily west and north of central New York. This does arrive Friday, and it does produce a big impact on travel. Lake effect snow comes to an end early Saturday. Thanksgiving is looking a lot colder, windy. Lake effect snow showers, temperatures in the upper 30s. Skywatchers checking in the 50s. This was ahead of the cold front. Micah, New Hartford 53, Old Forge 48, Westford 52. Again, the front moves to the east. Behind it, cold weather and lake effect snow. The bands develop tomorrow, but they stay primarily north of our area, up towards Watertown, some very heavy snowfall. We will see snow showers from Lake Erie, making it all the way into central New York, but this doesn't produce much of an impact on our local weather. Again, that band stays to the north tomorrow night, and then it starts to drop southward Friday morning. As far as snow goes tomorrow, again, not a big impact for the majority of central New York unless you're heading north. Then there will be some pretty heavy snow in Lewis County, 12 to 18 inches of accumulation. This band drops southward Friday, and then it's our turn across the Mohawk Valley, and especially south of the Mohawk Valley, where this band will situate for most of the day. Heavy snow will continue for most of the afternoon and evening. Snowfall on Friday, 6 to 12 inches across southern Oneida, Madison, southern Herkimer, and northern Otsego County. This takes us all the way through Saturday morning. Again, outside of that band, much less snowfall. So if you're driving, just beware. You're going to have some very rapid changes in weather conditions, especially if you're heading west. Showers tonight, low of 33. Tomorrow, windy, cold, scattered snow showers, 39. Again, big impacts on travel Friday, lake effect snow. This comes to an end early Saturday. Rain and snow on Sunday, 36, and generally cold weather heading into early next week.
Thank you. Still ahead here on News Channel 2 at 6, hockey night.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Whether you're traveling or staying home for the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, you will want to know what weather to expect when you leave and when you're headed back home. Let's go over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Bill, what kind of weather should we expect?
Well, Thanksgiving Day should be okay. Black Friday is going to be quite different here. We're tracking lake effect snow. We had a cold front roll through the area this evening. It brought rain, it brought gusty winds, it even brought some thunder and lightning. That front is now to the east. And behind it, we've got some colder weather. In fact, we look to the west. The lake effect snow has developed out towards Buffalo. This is a pretty strong southwest wind, which means it's going to stay west and north, at least for the time being. And that's going to be the case tomorrow if you're traveling locally. This is not expected to impact central New York, at least during the daytime hours, aside from a few snow showers from Lake Erie, and the bulk of the snow will be north. On Friday, it's a different story. These bands drop southward, And again, a lot of places will be talking about snow on Friday and some tricky travel, especially in and south of the Mohawk Valley. Current temperature 40 degrees, west wind at 8 miles an hour. Tonight, showers, lows in the low 30s, and tracking some snow here over the next couple of days. Look at the forecast coming up. Nolan, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Teamwork keeps the roads clear. The State Department of Transportation is moving plow crews around where the snow will be the heaviest. These are some Mohawk Valley crews rolling out of the Utica facility headed to Buffalo, which means they will spend Thanksgiving away from their families. DOT officials stress there will be crews plowing locally as well. Highways and airways are
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. It's been a wet evening across central New York. We're still seeing a few lingering showers on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are starting to quiet down for now. We are watching to the west. Here's this band of heavy lake effect snow that will be impacting Buffalo and Watertown as we head into tonight and tomorrow. The winds are primarily from the southwest, and this is where this band will be situated here, at least into tonight. We did get some hail today. This picture was taken just north of Rome by David Hayes, about half-inch size hail with some of those storms that came through. Travel impacts tomorrow, not too bad. We're looking at lake effect snow primarily west and north of Utica, which is not going to have a super high impact locally. Friday, this is going to have a high impact. We're looking at widespread lake effect snow, and Saturday, snow will be coming to an end. Thanksgiving Day is looking much colder than today. Temperatures only be in the upper 30s, windy, scattered snow showers to be had. So we look at the bigger picture. Low pressure is swinging through tonight. And on the back side of this, the winds are blowing in from the west. This is going to produce widespread lake effect snow, again, as we head into tomorrow and Friday. But again, tomorrow, the bands are generally north. This is how things play out tonight. We're looking at partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow morning, we will occasionally see snow showers for Thanksgiving morning throughout the afternoon from Lake Erie. So it's far away, but it does occasionally produce some snow showers here. The heaviest band of snow stays well to the north. That's the one that's going to cause all the problems in terms of travel. We will see a windy, cold Thanksgiving Day, temperatures in the 30s. This band of heavy snow will gradually drift southward as we head into tomorrow night, and then it'll start to drop south into Friday. But again, for Thanksgiving Day and Thanksgiving night, just an inch or two of accumulation is expected across the Mohawk and Southern Valleys, but going north, that's where all the heavy snow is expected, as much as 12 to 18 inches in Lewis County. On Friday, this band of snow drops south. Question is, where does it set up? Could it be across the Mohawk Valley or just south? It's going to be somewhere in between those two spots. We're talking about some heavy lake effect snow and a high impact on travel throughout most of the day. Windy, cold, poor visibility in the middle of that band. Travel is going to be pretty tough. That band will eventually meander to the north as we head into Friday night. In terms of snowfall, I did make a slight adjustment here tonight. I brought this band farther north. I'm looking at some of the brand new data, the high resolution data. It's finally starting to come in, and it's suggesting that there is a northern shift into whether this could end up setting up compared to earlier thoughts. So we'll have to keep a close eye on this because now we're starting to get very close to the Mohawk Valley here and Utica, Rome with some of these heavier accumulations. At this point, it looks like it's going to be just south of these spots. But again, you know how lake effect is. A very small distance can mean a very dramatic difference in totals. But where the snow is expected to be heaviest, we're thinking 6 to 12 inches or more of accumulation. And that takes us from Friday into Friday night. Showers tonight, low of 33. Tomorrow, occasional snow showers, windy and cold, 39. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Lake effect snow Friday, 33. Snow showers early Saturday, 31. Rain and snow on Sunday, 36. Cold weather early next week. Temperatures in the 30s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Whether you're traveling or staying home for the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, you'll want to know what weather to expect when you leave and when you're headed back home. Let's go over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Bill, what kind of weather should we expect?
Well, tomorrow shouldn't be too bad traveling. We're going to be tracking some lake effect snow. A lot of this is going to be north and west of our area. Friday is going to be a different story. Live look at the Yorkville Battery, Stern Tracker 2 Doppler radar, a couple of showers out there. Here's the band from Lake Erie. Actually, it's producing some lightning strikes, too. It's out towards Buffalo. So this is going to stay to the north tomorrow. This is not going to have any big impacts on travel. No adjustments made to the snowfall forecast for tomorrow, thinking the heaviest snow stays north. Could see an inch or two of accumulation from bands off of Lake Erie. The one thing I did change is Friday. I took this band and I moved it about 5 to 10 miles north. I got brand new information on a new model run that suggests this might be closer to the Mohawk Valley. So a couple of small adjustments here. So again, Friday is looking more impactful, closer to the Mohawk Valley with some heavier accumulation. This is the day to watch in terms of travel trouble locally. 38 degrees, the current temperature tonight. We're down into the low 30s, a couple of showers. Again, tracking snow accumulation along with a look at the forecast heading into the weekend coming up. Nolan, back to you.
Bill, thank you.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look at downtown Utica. It's been a wet evening. Cold front came through. We're seeing kind of the leftovers of this, a couple of scattered showers here in central New York. I want to step aside and widen the radar out and look to the west because we've got pretty heavy band of lake effect snow. This is right out towards Buffalo. You can see this band is ripping tonight. Even some lightning strikes with this. The winds are southwest, and this is how things are going to be for most of Thanksgiving with the bands of snow towards Buffalo and Watertown. Earlier today, some pea-sized hail. This was taken just north of Rome by David Hayes. We did have a few thunderstorms that produced that. As far as travel goes, I want to focus on the next 2 days. Tomorrow, again, lake effect snow generally west and north. If you're traveling locally, I'm not seeing any big problems. Friday is a different story. Widespread snow. We're leaning towards putting an alert day for Friday with some of the new information that's coming in. Saturday, snow comes to an end early. Thanksgiving Day looks a lot colder than today. We're in the 50s this afternoon. We'll only be in the 30s for Thanksgiving. Windy, snow showers, and just a generally cold afternoon. Low pressure is moving in. You can see the lake effect snow kicking off to the west, and this is going to be our weather heading into the next couple of days. Tonight, a passing shower, overnight lows in the 30s. Tomorrow, Thanksgiving Day, the heaviest snow takes place to the north towards Watertown. Now, these snow showers come from Lake Erie, so they're not quite as intense, but they could still produce an inch or two of accumulation throughout the whole day. But again, that focus is going to be on that heavy band to the north, which will start to drive southward tomorrow night, and that's what we're going to follow here for Friday. As far as accumulation tomorrow and tomorrow night, again, the focus is to the north. That's where all the heavy snow takes place. Lewis County, extreme northern Herkimer County. A trace to 3 inches of snow from Utica and points south. And again, this is mainly from Lake Erie. It really doesn't produce a lot of accumulation. So again, traveling tomorrow is good for the majority of the area. Not so good Friday. This band drops south, and I think it's going to produce some big issues here. Poor visibility, very slippery spots, and in the core of that band, travel could be very difficult. It looks like it's going to set up either near or just south of the Mohawk Valley. But we are getting some new information here. We just got a new model run that's a high-resolution model, and it's actually suggesting it's going to be a little bit further north. So we moved this band about 10 miles north compared to earlier today. So it's very close to the Mohawk Valley. A good portion of Oneida County now, southern Herkimer County, northern Otsego County. And again, stay tuned. We'll have an update on this tomorrow evening to see where this is headed. Tonight, showers, low of 33. Tomorrow, looking at snow showers, windy weather. Again, traveling shouldn't be too bad, 39 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. It's windy into Friday. Again, some heavy lake effect snow. That finally ends early Saturday, 31. Rain and snow expected Sunday, 36. And then it's a cold stretch of weather. We're watching the possibility of more snow on Tuesday.
Bill, just say it ain't snow. I'm not ready.
Ready or not?
No. All right, thank you, Bill. Coming up.